Hello and welcome to episode 58 of Knobcat Games Dungeons of the Obelisk podcast. I'm your host, Joe Sleppy. I'm Executive Prime at Knobcat Games, and this show is our audio devlog where we get together every 2 weeks and we talk about our game, Dungeons of the Obelisk, a 2D turn-based dungeon-crawling, loot-grinding adventure. And I'm joined today by our Art Lord, Ben Segas.
Hello.
Our Animancer, Giver of Movement, Nyka.
Hello.
And our Digital Alchemist, TJ Yedicernia.
Hello.
And, I don't know. I should probably plan out the little bit of the intro after we say hi, but, what's happening in Dungeons of the Obelisk? We've been live for 3 weeks now.
Almost a month.
Is that right? Yeah, it's getting there. We've introduced, since the last podcast, Thirsty was released, and I guess people have fishes following them around. I haven't gotten one myself yet.
Yeah, I need to save up for it.
It's funny because, like, we're the devs. We should have, like, everything, but, like, I want other people to spend money in the game, but I don't want to spend money on my own stuff, on my own game. I might have to. TJ, you can give me stuff, right?
Yep. Especially something like that. Just toss crystals over.
It's not that easy. You have to, I don't know. we don't people to think it's super easy to do. It's probably really easy to do.
I gotta go into the code. We're talking like 20 hours of work just to give one player some crystals. You know how it is.
So it would be cheaper for me to buy it off the...
Yeah, you gotta go through 5 firewalls in a dungeon, and there's like an ogre at the end. It's just not worth it.
It's always a tough one. The ogre gets me every time. I've cheated in that companion as I was, I guess, testing it, and if you have the right setup, it is more effective than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to talk about, because we've had Mr. Donut in the game for a long time, and I've done a lot of testing with him, and some of the players were saying oh, Mr. Donut, he just absorbs an attack and that's it, what is it, 6% absorb chance or something? And I'm yeah, but he gives you back mana and it's really good. We nerfed him 3 times during development, and I still think he's really good.
Honestly, getting mana back is a huge plus for me.
Yeah,
because I can pull off moves more often.
Yeah, it lets you run less points in karma, so you can put your points in something else, and then you just rely on getting hit to fill you up. Yeah, it's actually really powerful. And then I didn't even get to test Thirsty yet, so it's kind of good to hear that he's actually good, because I was worried that maybe people wouldn't like him either. But I feel like it's a pretty good buff to area damage.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you might read it and you might think to yourself it's not that strong, but once you know how it works, it becomes a lot more powerful. Because if you have the offhand, along with a weapon that does a single hit, every time you do one attack, you have 2 different chances to get the buff. And after the chances activate, that's when the buff actually checks itself. So if you attack and you just gain the 6% chance, you now have that extra 6% chance at the end of your attack to do the area damage. So its overall uptime is a lot more than I figured it would be for the concept of it.
Yeah, that's actually really cool that it checks it like that, because that makes sense. You trigger it, it gives it to you, and then you finish your attack with a splash damage.
I think the math part of my brain just shut off for a second.
That's why we pay you to make art.
Yeah. Lucky. I'm very lucky.
But yeah, I think the other thing about Thirsty is it's a build around. You know, if you're using the bow and you're always hitting with your multi-target attacks, you don't need the splash damage. But if you're using something like the wolf sword, that one only has single target attacks, so it makes it really powerful to like just keep triggering that area damage. And then if you stack that with a little bit of area damage on your character anyways, then it's pretty high % chance to trigger.
The real secret is to just use it with whatever has the highest single target damage, because the AoE should be based off the damage that you did. And then from there, because of that, you hit a boss for massive damage, and then you watch the crowd around it get destroyed, even though you don't even bother to target them.
Yeah, the area damage is 20% of the damage you did that's splashed, so...
Secretly overpowered. Players aren't truly ready for it.
Yeah. You know, something I've been thinking about, this is a little bit change the topic, but double attack chance, I feel like I've never seen it roll on any of my gear. Is that, like, possible?
It's hard for me to say, because I don't even know what the stats I have are.
Yeah, I feel like I've been, like, looking around in my gear, like, I don't have that much on my current character, but, like, I feel like I've not seen double attack chance roll in a long time. So we might need to check that out, see if anybody actually has double attack chance on anything.
Bad to find out that there's been a stat in the game that you can't even get. Players are missing out on
it. Yeah, I mean, weirder stuff has happened, right?
That is true.
Well, shifting into bugs then, we've had new players have been locked out of dungeons for probably at least 3 days now.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I guess the bug was happening where they were forced to do level 10 dungeons even though they were like new players. So they were just getting like creamed.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, a couple people have like told me about it, and hopefully this last fix fixed it. I guess you put that out earlier today, right?
Yeah, I'm glad I got notified of the bug from players at all, because what ended up happening with it is that once they got forced to a level 10 and they left, the game saved the fact that the highest dungeon they've ever done is level 10.
Oh,
so from there, even when the bug was fixed, anytime that player went back on, because they've done 10 before, or kinda sorta did, but they haven't done anything below that, they couldn't click to go down on a level.
Oh no.
So they got defaulted to 10, and if they clicked, oh, go to level 9, it just wouldn't do anything, because they've never beaten level 9. So it's just completely locked out from doing any other difficulty.
That's a crazy one. That kinda happened because of, I guess, background work on the new game mode, which is challenges. Yeah,
when I was setting up the challenges, because that defaults to level 10, like its level 1 is level 10. So what ended up happening is that in the background, level 1 basically became level 10. It assumed at all times players were on level 10 or higher.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to, because challenges don't unlock until you beat the breach at least once, so there'd be no reason to do, like, lower than level 10 on them. But yeah, that's something, too, I wanted to talk about. I forgot to put it on the list, but we kind of shifted gears a little bit, because I had been talking about getting the arsenal into the game, but I think with our current budget and the amount that we have left, I think getting the new game mode in is more important. I think we'll get more value out of that. Like, players will have more to do in the game, and then there will be more reason to have the arsenal, which is the arsenal is multiple loadouts for your character, so you can like switch between different builds, which will be really cool. But right now it's not super necessary since there's only like 2 game modes.
Yeah, I feel like the concept of the arsenal, a whole loadout system, I always like those, but realistically, a whole new game mode makes a much larger impact than a loadout does.
Yeah, for sure. How far along are you on that? I know you just started pretty much, but have you been able to like fight any glubs yet in a challenge?
I got a good like baseline stuff going for it. I haven't actually loaded in and fought waves and waves of enemies. It's making sure that there's good setup so that when you go into it, you're immediately in combat. You don't have to walk around the level.
Right.
And because of how the original setup was for that, it wanted there to be an enemy walking around that you would walk into before you could enter combat.
Right.
So it was kind of splitting that up so that the system's no longer reliant on a enemy walking up to you anymore. But I want to say I should have like a nice example of it around Monday or so.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I guess for the listener, the challenges are basically you're going to fight one type of mob at increasingly difficult levels. So it'll start at level 10 and you fight a bunch of glubs that are level 10, which should be pretty easy. And then you can go to like level 11 and then level 12 and you just keep fighting tougher and tougher glubs until you can't go any further. So I'm curious to see how tough of a glub it has to be to get to the point where you can't fight them anymore. Because glubs aren't very strong.
No.
Like a level 100 glub, maybe.
Yeah, lowest base stats in the game gives them some really bad scaling, so it might be a while before you find the level that you can't beat.
Yeah. And the thing about it, though, is even if that's the case, it's kind of cool because you can grind for other stuff. There's going to be a new set and a new rarity of item as well, so it should give you some cool stuff to grind for. I don't want to talk about that stuff too much yet, but it'll definitely add some more things to the game. I know people were talking about wanting more sets and stuff. I guess speaking of like difficulty and stuff, today, about like maybe 2 hours before we were recording this, we had the first player beat Titan difficulty on the Breach.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Nice.
Which was Haseo. He's been grinding pretty hard, so...
Oh, yeah. He's been on the leaderboards, right?
Yeah, he's Paragon 231, and his
Nice.
clear time for the Breach was 4 minutes and 16 seconds, so... Pretty quick,
solid.
Actually.
Dang. I only just beat the Breach on hard myself, like, recently, so... I'm impressed.
Yeah, my poor character's still dying on hard mode too, so I need to put some work in. The other thing though is I feel like being like a dev, if I'm like on the top of the leaderboards, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of weird. I don't want to be the top player in my own game. People will think I'm cheating.
Yeah, that'd be the default idea. Is like, oh yeah, this guy's got to be cheating.
Yeah, but meanwhile, like I can't even spawn stuff in on my character, so not even for testing. I don't even have a thirsty yet.
Yeah, realistically, I guess I'm the only one who could cheat. But I haven't actually. I don't think I've done a Breach. I don't think I have any leaderboard on that, and I want to say I'm like Paragon 1. So I'm very high on it.
Let's see, are we friends? Let me see. Oh yeah, you're level 10 Paragon 1.
Rocking the high stats right there.
Oh yeah, with 100,000 karma. That seems legit.
It's balanced.
Totally legit.
Also, I'm not sure if this is a visual error or not, but you have 3 pieces of the set equipped, but you have all 6 set bonuses according to what's highlighted.
Oh, that is probably a visual error. That might just be how the game does the text on it.
Oh, maybe.
I was actually thinking there should be some sort of like dev armor that's like basically just all of the highest stats, so you can just equip that and be like, okay, I'm good.
Guarantee instant victory and everything.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a lot better than, I guess, the way that I do it, because I change my stats directly instead of having an armor set.
Oh yeah.
And just having a overpowered, I guess, dev armor would be so much better.
Yeah, that would be pretty easy to add in for testing.
Yeah, just the default armor, but gives 10,000 of every stat.
Yeah.
See, I need to be able to make different kinds of armor, I think, so that I can test like specific things, like how much like area damage can you actually get onto real armor, and how does that stack with thirsty? You know, stuff like that's like what I want to figure out.
Yeah, that way you can get like a better idea of balance.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I guess there's two kinds of testing, where one's like where you're testing the balance, and then the other one's just like going in and being powerful and seeing like how things work. That's probably more of what you do.
Yeah, my testing is like strictly, does it work?
Yeah, like I tell you to make something, I tell you the numbers for something, and then you make it do that, but then I have to see if like it's actually the right numbers or not.
Yeah, like reminds me with the fish companion. When I first added it in, the whole effect that it did triggered every time you hurt something instead of every time you hit a single enemy. So with the wand as your weapon, if you used it once, it was like guaranteed your area chance went from 0 to 30-50%. It was quite overpowering. It was nice.
When I told you that it was supposed to just hit a single target, like a single target attack, were you like, oh, that makes way more sense?
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, there's no way it should be this high. This is a massive amount of stats. Made a lot more sense that it's not supposed to trigger that often.
Also, on the 25th, which is like about a week from now, probably like 3 or 4 days from when this podcast comes out, we should have another artifact in the game, which would be the Pendant of Void.
Yeah, I actually was just putting some finishing touches on the animation before the podcast, so I should probably have that uploaded like after this. And yeah, I'm excited to see it in game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty good because it's like all like swirling purple stuff coming out of like a pendant.
Oh yeah, it definitely has this kind of like vortex kind of quality to it. It's cool. I had a lot of fun making things like just spin at various rates and stuff. Nothing too crazy, but it looks sometimes simple is best, honestly. But yeah, I think it came out pretty well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. We'll have to make sure we share that in the Discord for everybody, like before it comes out in game.
For sure. I made a GIF actually, but I wanted to trim it a bit because it doesn't loop perfectly. But I could probably put that in the I guess in the dev Discord at least. Just upload that real quick.
Oh, there we go. Live reactions.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, it looks so good.
It's fun too because a lot of his stuff used to be so mystifying when we started this project out, and I was kind of learning like the Unity tool set, but like it's not that hard to get something that looks really nice with just a little like rotation and like playing with the color and keyframes and stuff. Plus it helps that the art is just awesome, of course. So
Yeah, it looks awesome. It's like a floating thing, so is it gonna like bob up and down too as it spins this stuff around?
That's a good question. That's funny because I had a feeling like it felt like it should be moving, but I wasn't sure if like since it was a pendant if it was gonna be stationary or not.
No, it would be just like the mask of Takura, basically.
Okay. Well, that shouldn't take like barely any extra time to just add a bob in there, so
yeah, like it's a pendant, but like it's a artifact, so it kind of like floats behind you instead of like maybe like being on your chest or something, because it's going to be bigger than that too. It'll be the same size as like the eye or the mask.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That's good to know, because like yeah, I didn't want to do like too much extra unless I knew that's what we wanted, I didn't want to like...
Yeah, right on.
But at the same time, I was literally thinking like, it feels weird that the like pendant is just there, just kind of still when everything's moving. So definitely, I'll add a little movement to that.
Cool, right on. I think it's gonna be dodge chance is what it is. Dexterity and dodge chance is gonna be the powers of it.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we kind of like talked about this earlier when we were talking about the companions, but for people listening, for the players, the idea is like artifacts give you stats. You know, the mask gives you like crit chance and crit damage, and this pendant is going to give you dodge chance. And then the companions, they don't just give flat stats. They always like do something where they absorb an attack and then give you karma, or you know, there's a % chance to give you area damage when you hit something. You know, their abilities are more, I don't know what the word is, like more active, I guess. So that's kind of how like those things are differentiated, you know, because like if you had a companion that just gives you, you know, something flat, like it's not like it feels less like it's a living thing following you around doing something, which is basically what the artifacts are. They're just, you know, in like animate objects, I guess.
And I like that they have that kind of quality that differentiates them from other items you can equip, because I don't know, it definitely kind of changes how I think about my build and stuff with certain artifacts.
Yeah, looking at the stats of this new one, it looks like it doesn't replace your ability to build into Dex, but allows you to kind of offset that. That way your main sets of armor could do something else.
Yeah, that's something I was thinking about this morning. Like I was actually like talking to my wife about this, but like, you know how like the modifiers on gear can roll like a boost to major stats or major traits, I guess. So you can get like, you know, 10% boost to karma. And then we had some people in the Discord that were saying like, oh, it would have been better if it rolled Dex. But the idea with those, they're kind of all the same. So if once you get to a certain Paragon level and you have points to move around, if you get one that has a boost to karma, then you can use less karma and put your points in Dex. So they help you build whichever way you want to go, you know? Like you don't have to build karma because you got a boost to karma. You can actually build less karma and then move your points to the ones you need them to be. It's another math thing, I guess.
The balancing act of your stats.
Oh, yeah. Big numbers.
I don't know. Maybe that's hard. It's hard to explain. Like in my mind, it makes so much sense, but like, I don't know. Like if my character has some huge boost, 50% boost to karma, you think like, oh, I don't need a boost to my karma. I want dex or strength. But then the thing is like, well, now that I have a 50% boost coming from these items, now I can just put less points into karma and put the points in where I need them and use that boost to like get my karma to where it needs to be.
You know, it reminds me of the concept of the bow that we have, the legendary bow, where it like converts dex to physical damage.
Yeah.
It's like you can ride off your stat bonuses where you now are going to have an artifact that boosts your dex, while there's a weapon out there that boosts your damage based off your dex, which means you can start to ignore strength to a degree, because you can offset it with just speed and then just pile up your speed. That way you go faster, which is already more damage, and you are already stronger because of the conversion rate of that item.
Yeah, the bow is really good. I actually tested with that bow and did like a no strength build, and like I think the percentage that it converts to strength is low enough that it doesn't actually break at any point that I could find. But it is really good. It's definitely strong.
Well, maybe I'll try to find a way to get it to break my game with how much damage it could do.
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, we don't want to... I don't know. That's like another design concept that I've had in my mind since the beginning. And it's kind of like I guess I've never like talked about it or put it into words before, but it's like if an item is broken or really powerful or whatever, best in slot, as long as it's not like breaking the game in some way that makes it unplayable or unfair or something, then actually what you need to do is bring up other items to match that power level instead of like trying to bring the power level down of like the bow, you know? Like if it ends up like the bow can do like twice as much damage as any other weapon because of its ability, then the other weapon should probably be brought up to be stronger instead of like trying to nerf the bow. And I also want there to be like powerful combos that people can discover. You know, I don't want everything to be like some baseline or some max value where you can't get any stronger. You know, I want it to be like, you know, especially as the game goes on and new items get added, I want their powers to like combo together and make cool things happen that, you know, suddenly you're doing 10 times the damage because of some power that you got.
You can kind of see how, like the concept of combining items to make a certain powerful setup starts to fall in line, especially with new artifacts and companions. Like mixing the bow with this soon-to-come artifact with the current companion that got added in, you can cover your AoE damage on a weapon that does single target damage while also having more actions and damage conversion attached to yourself. But that starts to dip into the complex concept of math.
Yeah. Trying to think, we talked about everything on our list, so I don't know, do we have anything else we want to bring up on the show this week?
I'm good.
Yeah, sometimes when I edit the podcast, Ben, I feel bad because I feel like I talk a lot and you don't talk that much.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of quiet, so it's all right.
As long as you've gotten a chance to bring forward anything that you wanted to say about the game, then we're
yeah. I mean, I said
good.
I said I'm bad at math, so that's about as much as I can contribute.
Right on. Maybe in the next one or two podcasts we can get you on and we can talk more about the new stuff that you just started working on right now.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
But in that case, let's wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for listening to the end of this podcast. We really appreciate your interest in our game. If you're not in our Discord, it's in game now. I don't have to tell you to go to knobcat.com. You should still go there and check stuff out, but you can also link to the Discord directly from the game on Steam. We also have our social media, which is Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, which are all at Dungeons Obelisk. And if you like the game, or you know what, if you don't like the game, leave us a Steam review. It still helps. Even the reviews that say the things you don't like, it helps us because it lets people that don't like the game not play it so that they're not leaving bad reviews. I don't know, it's another one of those shifting numbers around things, but leaving a review is the biggest thing that you can do to help our game. It lets other people find it and it lets them know if they're gonna like it or not. And you can also review the podcast probably anywhere that you're listening to this. Spotify or Apple Podcasts all have places to leave reviews. And if you want to hang out and see some gameplay from me on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/StarRambler. And I think that's everything. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
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 See you.